Here we go. Problem 7 through 9. Okay, problem number 7, which represents a possible solution set for the inequality shown below. So look, here I have an inequality that says negative 7 is greater than or equal to negative 5 times r plus 3. In order to solve this inequality, the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite the inequality to have the letter on the left side of my inequality, right? Because it's a lot easier to read it when we read less than, greater than. So I'm going to uh, rewrite the inequality so the variable or the letter, it's on the left side. So I'm going to write this, look, negative 5 times r plus 3. And this symbol tells me that the negative 5 times r plus 3 has less value, right, than the negative 7. So I'm going to keep it that way. I'm still saying that all of that has less value or equal value to negative 7. If you notice, I just rewrote the inequality, right? I just put the variable on the left side. And I'm still saying that all of this has less value, right, than negative 7. So now that I have it like this, I'm going to start solving, right, using a t-chart. And then I go, okay, maybe not that long. The very first thing I'm going to do is use inverse operations to eliminate plus 3. So I'm going to subtract 3, and I'm going to subtract 3. So plus 3 and minus 3 is 0. So I have negative 5 times r is less than or equal to negative 7 minus 3 is negative 10. Then to solve for r, I'm going to divide by a negative 5 and divide by a negative 5. But anytime you divide by a negative or multiply by a negative, we must reverse this symbol. So I'm going to reverse it because I divided by a negative. So I'm going to say, okay, the new symbol is going to be greater than or equal. And I have negative 5 divided by 5, positive 1r. And then negative 10 divided by negative 5 equals positive 2. So it says here not only just to give the solution, but it says which represents a possible solution set. So they're giving me a set of numbers, right? And they're asking me which of those sets or groups could work for my inequality. So remember the way we used to write this on the foldable that I told you? The way we read this is the solution are all the numbers, right? And then you read the symbol. In this case, we're going to say all the numbers greater than, or in this case, is we have the equal or equal to 2. So here the solution are all the numbers greater than or equal to 2. And even if you cannot see it like that, remember I used to tell you in class, we always graph it. So let's say I have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, right? So it's telling me the solution here are the numbers greater than, is pointing in that direction, greater than, or even equal. So I'm going to bubble in the 2. 2 could be a solution, but also 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. So based on what I'm explaining to you, you can now decide which of these answer choices have numbers, or right, which of these answer choices has numbers that are solutions to this inequality, right? With this information, you should be able to select the correct answer choice. Okay, moving on to problem 8. It says Pharrell is 5 more than 1/2 his cousin's age. Pharrell is 15 years old. The equation below can be used to determine his cousin's age. So even though we have a great explanation here, we don't need to worry about that much. They already gave us the equation. And Since we are used to have, the variable on the left side, I'm just going to rewrite it. And I'm going to rewrite the equation just to have the x on the left. X divided by 2 plus 5 is equal to 15, right? I just rewrote the equation just to have, the variable on the left. So the very first number I'm going to eliminate here is a plus 5, using inverse, minus 5 and minus 5. So I have here x divided by 2 is equal to 15 minus 5 is 10. And then to eliminate that dividing by 2, we can multiply by 2, right? But if you multiply by 2 here, you multiply by 2 here. And that will give you the solution for this equation, which is only one solution, right? Because equations have only one solution. Inequalities have several solutions, right? So there, you just completed there. And the last question of this video is number 9. Number 9 says, and this is interesting, not complicated, but interesting. Just given the figure below, which of the following statements is true? You might be thinking, what? I said, look, here, angles are congruent, and sometimes, most of the time, they give us the figures in alphabetical order, right? A, B, C, D should be congruent to D, E, F. Sometimes they're not. So here I see that C is corresponding to, you might think it's F because of alphabetical order, but I see 60 is the same as 60 here, which is E. So here you can conclude that C is corresponding to E. Why? Because they have the same measure. Then we can say, okay, let me use another color. 45, which is A, is corresponding to F. Even though alphabetically they're not in order, right? A, B, C, D, D, E, F. Here I'm guiding myself with the measures because they're giving me the measures here. And then the last one, we can say, let's just purple. It says 75B is corresponding to 75 there, which is D. And so here it says, given the figures below, which of the following statements is true? This symbol, boys and girls, here this symbol means it's similar, right? So they're saying this triangle is similar to this triangle. But I have to make sure that, A, like in this case, A is lined up with F. And if you notice here, I have on the very first answer choice, it says that A is corresponding to D, which is not true. Our triangle should look like triangle A, B, C. If you look at it, is corresponding to triangle, and I go, okay, A is corresponding to F, right? They have to match in corresponding angles. Then I have B. B is corresponding to D, right? That's the order that I need to have. And then C is corresponding to E, right? So our triangles, right, must be listed in that order: A, B, C, and then F, D, E. That way you do have A is matching with F based on the dimensions, right? We have 45 and 45. And then you see here that B is actually matching with D, right? And then C is corresponding or matching with E, right? So based on what I just told you, you can select the correct answer choice, right? So this completes this third video, problem 7 through 9. One more video and we are done. Oh yeah.